a professor makes a medical discovery that affects him more than he could imagine. Set in 1920s London, this is Mystery of the Forgotten Plague.
Thursday, November the 10th, 1921. Where is she?
Father, what's the matter? Where's the nanny?
Not now, Catherine.
Have you seen my doll?
You left it out last night once again. I put it in the top drawer. Catherine, why must you be so clumsy? I really don't have time for this.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Father. I didn't mean to.
Sir, I'm ever so sorry for my lateness. Oh, what happened here?
What time do you call this? You know I have important business to attend to, Barbara.
Sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
And I want that to be cleaned up by the time I get home.
Goodbye, Father.
After the events of this morning, I could not help but feel guilty regarding the way I had spoken to Catherine. The belated arrival of Barbara had made me late for my meeting with my associate, Jonathan Morley. I despise lateness, in myself and others. I am known for my punctuality. Morley and I discussed the origin of the virus as we walked through the hospital. It appears from what Dr. Williams has told me that the patients are not responding to the treatment for Spanish influenza.
Goodness me, that is the last thing this country needs.
Here he is. Dr. Williams, this is my associate, Jonathan Morley.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would like to come this way, please. Our patients have been showing some unusual symptoms, and I feel this is much to your expertise.
What sort of symptoms?
Tiredness, high fevers, sore throats. Nothing different from the Spanish influenza. However, much like this patient here, our remedies and medicines are having no effect on over half of the infected.
So you are saying it is not the influenza?
Could it be a mutated form of the flu?
Well, this is what we think.
I'm not entirely convinced. Friday, November the 11th, 1921. Dr. Williams remains certain that this was a reoccurrence of the influenza epidemic that claimed so many lives, including my darling wife, Helen. I am almost certain that this is something completely different. I gave the samples to Jonathan to take to my lab and requested that he meet me there early the next morning.
Oh, morning, Professor. I'm not late, am I?
Come over here. You have to see this. Notice anything peculiar?
There's something odd about the cell structure.
Precisely. I believe this is not the same disease after all.
Not the flu?
Well, it may have some relation to it. I'm not entirely sure.
What do you think is the likelihood of this breaking out into another epidemic?
I'm not sure as of yet. Let's keep this to ourselves for the moment. We wouldn't want people to panic. Monday, the 14th of November, 1921.
Do you mind if I leave now, sir? It's my wife and I's anniversary.
That's fine. Just ensure that you're on time in the morning.
Yes, of course, Professor.
Hello, Professor Aldridge speaking.
Father,
Catherine, I told you not to call me whilst I'm at work.
when are you coming home?
Catherine, I am busy. I will be home when I'm finished. Friday, 18th of November, 1921. It has been a week since we began our research on this mysterious illness. This is my chance to make up for the loss of my wife. It has been 3 years since she died from the flu. Jonathan seems just as focused as I am at the idea of being able to prevent the loss of lives. So far, we have learned that the effects of this disease seem to kill the infected within 48 hours. It seems to be some sort of virus of the mind and has been leaving its hosts in a coma-like state. It has been a busy week, and we have made good progress. So I decided to finish slightly earlier today.
busy man, Catherine. He has not forgotten about you.
It does not feel that way.
Whatever is the matter? Catherine, why are you crying?
I never see you anymore, Father.
Whatever do you mean?
You're always busy with work. And even when you're at home, you never have time for me.
Catherine, do not speak to your father in that tone.
No, Barbara. Catherine is quite correct. You and I shall go to your favourite toy shop and buy a new doll.
Really? Really, you mean it, Father? Thank you.
Barbara, would you mind taking Catherine to her room to get ready before we leave?
Certainly, sir.
Once Catherine was dressed, we departed for Hamleys. I had not realised how much my absence of late had upset my darling daughter. I only want what is best for her. Usually, I am against associating Catherine with my work. However, on our way, I realised that I had left my wallet at the laboratory. Right, now, Catherine, listen to me. Do not touch a thing. I know how clumsy you are.
Yes, Father.
Hello? Yes, I remember. I'll get my assistant Morley to finish that report by the end of the week. Anything else? No? Okay, goodbye then. I told you not to touch anything.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. I'll sort it out. Are you hurt?
I think I scratched my finger.
Come over here then. Let's clean it up. Sunday the 20th of November, 1921. As days pass, an increasing number of people are becoming infected by this horrific virus, a plague.
Extra, read all about it. Mysterious plague causing death of hundreds.
However, it is not this that concerns me. It is Catherine. She has developed the symptoms of the plague. I don't know what to do. It's too soon to find a cure. Had we begun our research sooner, perhaps this would not be a problem. But I cannot allow Catherine to die from this. She is all that remains of Helen, all that remains of my marriage, and all that I love. Sunday the 21st of November, 1921.
How is she? Do you need anything?
No, it's all right. Can I just have a moment with Catherine, please, Barbara?
Of course, sir.
Father, will I get better?
Catherine, I promise you will be all right.
Am I going to die?
Do not say that. I will not let that happen.
I'm not afraid. Mother will be there to look after me.
Monday the 28th of November, 1921.
We are gathered here to say farewell to Catherine Aldridge, and to commit her into the hands of God. Catherine did not die. God's children do not die. Jesus himself said it in John 11:26. Whoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
There was nothing I could do to save Catherine. Once again, I have failed those whom I care for. Wednesday, the 25th of January, 1922. The death of Catherine has left me with a feeling of great devastation. I have done nothing but dedicate my time to developing the cure. However, the more I research, the more pain I feel. It is the plague that took the life of my daughter, and it is the plague that took my time away that I could have spent with my daughter. The laboratory has become my home and family.
Professor, sir, may I enter? Professor, are you okay? Is that whiskey?
It's none of your concern, Morley. I'm simply working.
The lab is in quite a state, sir.
Ah, yes. Those notes are simply irrelevant. I do not want them to be mixed up with the relevant ones.
Professor, Do you think this is still worth it? Your health has deteriorated severely.
What are you saying? You're giving up?
No, not at all. I am just simply concerned about you, sir.
Concerned? About me? Like I said, it's not your place.
Sir, you are drinking whiskey in the lab at 9 o'clock in the morning.
If you have come here to lecture me on how I should live my life, I am certainly not impressed.
Professor, I simply wish to help.
Help me? I am the reason that Catherine fell ill to begin with. Should I have just left her at home, none of this would have happened.
You cannot blame yourself for that, sir.
What kind of father cannot even protect his own daughter?
Professor, you are not at fault here.
How can you be sure of that?
Because punishing yourself like this does not help, sir.
How could you possibly understand? This has nothing to do with you. If you do not wish to assist me on finding the cure, then I shall do it myself. Monday the 20th of March, 1922. Finally, I have found the cure for this devastating plague. No longer will families have to suffer the way I have. Perhaps each day will be easier to endure. I have decided that the most suitable name for this disease will be encephalitis lethargica, due to the effect it has on the brain, leaving its victims in a drowsy coma-like state. Dear Jonathan, you have probably been curious as to my whereabouts for the past couple of months. I am writing to you with the reassurance that I am safe and well. I apologize for our last encounter. I should not have dealt with my sadness in such an unbecoming manner. I have, at last, found the cure to the disease. I have decided to start a new life outside of London. If there should be any hope for me, then remaining here is unthinkable. I enclosed my diary and all relevant notes with this letter. I trust you will use them sufficiently. Yours sincerely, Professor Howard Aldridge.
You have been listening to The Mystery of the Forgotten Plague. Professor Aldridge was voiced by David Taylor, Jonathan Morley by Liam Dobinson, Catherine Aldridge by Anna Desborough, Barbara by Natasha Lisle, Dr. Williams by Dojan Bramwell, with additional voices provided by Callum, Phillips and Tom Hoy. This production was written and produced by Lee Wilkinson, Natasha Lisle and Callum Phillips in association with the University of Salford.